Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the psychology of almost everything. I'm Stuart Grant, and this is my friend and colleague
Peter Thompson.
And this is episode 3, in which we look at some more ways of tackling a cryptic crossword. Once again, we're recording in rural Cumbria, and I'm sorry to say the weather's still overcast, but we're not. We're refreshed and ready to go for another bout of mental PT. Over to you, Peter.
Thanks, Stuart. This is the last of the lectures, as it were, because we're really looking forward to getting stuck into one of Everyman's puzzles in the next episode. So these are the last few tips on how to go about solving crosswords. We're going to look at homophones, we're going to look at inserting letters, and we're going to look at what I call Smart Alec clues. Stuart, are you sure you're ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
All right, let's go then. Homophones are where a word sounds, or two words rather, sound the same, but are spelt very differently and have very different meanings. And you can imagine the comic potential here, Stuart, is absolutely fantastic. And of course, setters absolutely love them because they can mislead you in some way. But can you quickly first tell the listeners the difference between a homophone and a pun?
Well, a pun basically is where you manipulate the meaning of a word to comic effect. The classic, of course, is the word artichoke, which we know is a vegetable, but it's also the punchline to a very well-known joke, and that punchline goes, artichokes 6 for £1 in Tesco's. I won't bother to tell you the full joke, but you will have heard it. Another one is Bonaparte, which we know is Napoleon's name, but you can manipulate that to mean an incomplete skeleton where a bone is on the other side of the room. You get the idea. You're completely distorting the meaning of a word.
And that's really what crossword setters do too. Here's some examples which I'll do very quickly, and then, Stuart, I'll give you some ones to think about. But here, from the Times, 2012, the clue reads, location, comma, something we need to see reportedly. And here's the thing, the indicator here is reportedly. Location is a site. Something we need to see is our site, S-I-G-H-T. So the answer for 4 is S-I-T-E, because the definition here is location. Another example, again from the Times, 2029, feature is aware of the facts, comma, we hear. For 4 letters, note, the indicator here is we hear. The definition is feature. Is aware when you know something of the facts, so you know, and your feature is your nose. So if somebody knows the facts, they K-N-O, etc. I don't need to spell it out. All right. And then a last one, which is from Everyman this time, number 3923. And for all the football people out there, perhaps Manchester United expressed exasperation audibly. Indicators audibly. You immediately know you're in the world of homophones here. MU, or Manchester United, is a football side. And when you express your exasperation, you sigh. So the answer is S-I-D-E. Right. Shall we do a few more? So I'm going to whiz you through, Stuart. I'm going to put you to test, and I'm expecting you to be very quick off the mark here. Because
no pressure.
No, right. Well, a lot of them, they're not that difficult. And they're the sort of clues you might want to look for at the beginning of the crossword, so you can get a few letters in. Okay. From the Times, 2039. Fruit, couple heard of.
So heard of is the indicator.
Correct.
Yes, meaning it is a homophone. Fruit, couple. Oh, yeah. Pair. Pair and pair. Yeah.
Great. One creating stains, we're told, is dreadful.
So we're told, again, is the indicator. Creating stains. One creating
Think of a rock
stains. Dreadful. Dire. Oh, yes, got it. Yeah. Okay. Dreadful is dire, and a person who creates stains is a dyer. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Witnesses hijack, reportedly, this is from Everyman, 3929, 4 letters. Witnesses hijack, comma, reportedly.
Okay. Reportedly is the indicator. Witnesses. If I witness something I see, No, you have to help me on this one, Peter.
Okay,
Sorry.
so hijack, it's not a good clue actually. Hijack is where you seize somebody and to witness. You
Seize
yeah.
and seize, okay.
And this makes the point. Actually, some clues are not very well constructed and some clues are brilliantly constructed. This is on the other end of the spectrum. I don't think it's a particularly well constructed clue, with apologies to everyone. Okay, from the Times 2065, simple flyer, comma, we hear. Flyer is F-L-I-E-R. Simple flyer, we hear, question mark, 4 letters.
So we hear is the indicator. Simple flyer, simple. Oh yes, okay, got it. Yeah, it's plain, P-L-A-I-N, and plain as in
Great,
P-L-A-N-E. Yeah,
Well
okay.
done. From the Times 2066, reportedly, get rid of nuns' accommodation, 4 letters. Reportedly, get rid of nuns' accommodation.
So reportedly is the identifier. We're looking for a homophone. Oh yeah, a nun's accommodation is a cell. Get rid of cell.
Great.
Cell.
Another one from the Times 2067, highly valued ruminant animal discussed, 4 letters. Highly valued ruminant animal discussed, 4 letters.
Disgust is the identifier, meaning it's a homophone because you discuss something out loud. Highly valued ruminant animal. Oh yeah, I've got it. It's deer, D-E-A-R, highly valued, dear love, whatever. And a ruminant animal is a deer. Yeah.
Well done. From the Times again, 2069, also for 4 letters. By the sound of it, comma, ready for holiday agreement.
So by the sound of it is yet another identifier. There's a lot of them, aren't
Yes,
there?
there are.
Indicating homophones. So I'm looking for a word that would mean getting ready for the holiday and a word that would mean agreement. An agreement is, a pact and pact. Getting ready for the holiday, you get packed, and an agreement, you make a pact, yeah?
Great. 3 more. From Everyman 3930, hardly any, comma, you say. What a relief. 4 letters.
So you say is yet another identifier. Hardly any. You say, what a relief. Hardly any. Hardly any. Not many. Hardly any. You've only got a few. What a relief. Few.
I love that cue. I think it's great. 2 more. From the Times 2075, ceremony proper, comma, on the radio. 4 letters. Ceremony proper, comma, on the radio.
So
4 letters.
The identifier is on the radio.
Aha. Well spotted.
That's
it's
an
good,
unusual
it's
one.
out loud.
Yeah,
you
it
see.
would be out.
It's
Yeah,
out
but
loud.
you would hear
It's
it,
how
wouldn't
you
you?
hear
So
it.
it's a homophone ceremony proper. A ceremony. A ceremony is a coronations. 4 letters.
Service.
Ceremony. A service. Well, all right. What does proper mean? Proper means correct. It means proper. If it's proper, it's right. R-I-G-H-T. Right, and ceremony. Right. R-I-T-E. Yeah.
Well done.
Okay.
Last one from the Times 2076. National emblem. Sorry. National emblem featuring in disclosure.
So read that again. National
Emblem.
National emblem. Oh, right. Okay.
L-E-M. Sorry, this is my bad pronunciation.
Featuring
National
in
emblem
disclosure.
featuring in disclosure, comma, reportedly, for.
So reportedly we know, because we've had that already. That's the lets us know that it's a homophone.
That's the indicator, correct?
Featuring in a disclosure. In a disclosure, you tell, you let people know a secret. You leak something, L-E-A-K, and of course the national emblem of Wales is a leek. Yes.
Great. Any questions about?
No, I mean
Homophones,
they're fun, aren't they? I think the key here is knowing anything that lets you know that it would be something you're hearing, like clever thing like on the radio or reportedly it's telling you it's a homophone.
Another quite common indicator is utterly, which you might think means a whole lot of everything, but in fact it's about how it sounds.
Utters, yes.
Right.
Okay.
If you're happy with that, we're going to move on to the next section.
Yes. Okay. I'll just draw breath, and on we go.
And off we go. Stuart, right. We're now going to go into what I call inserting letters. which is slightly complicated, but if we go back to basics, it's going to be quite simple and okay. All right, so tighten your seatbelt, but it's going to be fine. Okay. It's just like the dentist. This won't hurt, I promise, okay? I'll tell you why. The basics are you're still going to look for the definition and you're going to look for some identifiers. In these clues, the identifiers are going to tell you, really, to take a letter and insert it into a word. And that word might have been a word you've had to substitute. So there are various levels of operations, but you've done them all before, so it shouldn't be impossible. You've just got to keep concentrating, and I'm going to think aloud with you to help you along the way. Okay? You up for it?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I will need help, though, I'm sure.
All right. Okay. So from the Times, number 2136, this is only for 3 letters, and they're quite simple at the start, but they get a bit more complicated. That is full of cold. 3 letters.
So the first thing to do would be to get a definition, wouldn't it? So it seems to me that the definition here must be cold.
Correct.
Yeah. So that is full of cold. Now the identifier that's going to tell me to insert a letter, would that be full of?
It would. It would.
So I'm looking for a word.
Uh-huh.
And cold is going to be represented by C.
Correct.
So cold.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. So that is full of C. That is.
What's the abbreviation for that is?
IE.
Here we are. So now.
Oh, okay. So I've got IE full of C, ICE, ice, which means
Correct.
cold. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
you see, I mean, at first when you look at it, it's
Yeah,
impossible.
absolutely.
Because that is, the letters I and E don't immediately spring to mind. But
No.
remember when we were talking earlier about parking and hospital and, loud and soft and all those kind of musical terms for F for loud and P for soft. Here we've got IE, that is,
Yeah.
and off we go. Here's another one. 4 letters this time from the Times 2044. Class conscious ones, that is ONE', ones to be tearful, preserving name. I'll read that again. Class conscious, ones to be tearful, preserving name. 4 letters.
Okay. Right. So.
Definition.
Definition is either going to be class conscious or name.
Or preserving name.
Or preserving name. But preserving, I take it, could be the identifier.
Correct. So
okay, so I'm going to preserve the name. I'm going to preserve a name. Class to be tearful. To be tearful is the cry. Sob. One's to be tearful, sob, and I'm going to preserve the name represented by N.
Correct.
So I'm going to put N into sob, and I get snob, class conscious.
Well done.
Snob.
See, it's just a matter of being patient and going
one
through.
is to be yeah, class conscious 1. Yeah,
You've got it.
yeah,
And going through the layers, and once
Yeah,
you
okay.
unpack it, it's like that saying about the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. Just unpack it, break it down into the smaller parts, and you'll get there.
Okay.
From the Times, 2050. Academic, taking E, is finished. 4 letters.
Oh, okay.
It's quite funny to think of academics taking E. It's a capital E. It's a capital E, by the way, listeners.
Right. You've just put me in mind of that joke now about the in Yorkshire where they put things up in their mouth and they're taking E-bar gum. Sorry, that's okay. Academic, professor, lecturer, but it's only 4 letters. It's taking the identifier.
Yes.
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 So
Yes.
I've got to take an E.
Yeah.
Is finished. Finished is the definition, I'm sure. Academic. Oh, okay, yes. An academic is a don, and so I've got don taking an E is finished. It's done.
Correct.
Yeah,
Well
right.
done. Well done.
E for ecstasy. Yeah.
From the Times, 2043. Runs in preliminary round, showing courage, for 5 letters. I'll read that again.
Yeah.
Runs in preliminary round, showing courage.
Okay.
What's the definition?
Okay, yeah, the definition is either going to be. I was going to say it could be runs or courage, but I don't think it's going to be runs because you've got runs in, and I'm taking that the in is the is telling me that it's going to be an insertion.
Correct.
So I've got to going to insert runs, which is R, and I'm going to insert that in courage or something that means courage. Oh no, I'm going to insert that in something that means preliminary round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a sporting thing.
Runs in preliminary round. Preliminary round is a heat. Yes,
Correct.
yeah. Runs into heat, heart, and heart means courage. Yeah. Okay.
And just to say at this point, in terms of abbreviations we were talking about earlier, cricket abbreviations are quite frequently used in crosswords. So R is for runs, O for out.
Yeah.
LBW like in elbow, but LBW for leg before wicket. Just bear those in mind when you go through a crossword.
Right.
From the Times, 2075. Follow, hugging right path. 5 letters. Follow, hugging right path.
So, right. So, okay. Hugging means that something's going to be holding right, which means it was going to be probably holding the letter R.
Correct.
And follow, a word meaning follow is going to be hugging the letter R. To follow is to tail someone.
Correct.
So you've got tail hugging R, which gives you trail path.
Stuart, you're great. I mean,
Well,
no, really, because they're not that easy. As I said, it's just levels.
I think once I get what the identifier is, that leads you, doesn't it, to what the definition is, and if you see what I mean. Yeah. Okay.
Good. Crowded hospital, beset by parasite. That's for 5 letters, and that's from the Times 2136. Crowded hospital, beset by parasite, 5 letters.
So is the identifier here would be beset?
Yes.
So I'm looking for. So it would be hospital that's beset by a word.
Yes, and hospital's usually an H, as we said earlier.
Yes. Yeah.
So what do you think the definition might be?
Well, the definition in that case must be if it's H is going to be beset by parasite, then the definition is going to be crowded.
Correct.
So
and what do you have a lot of up here in the fields, because you're in Cumbria and there are lots of cattle around?
Yeah. Okay. So a parasite would be a tick.
Good.
So I've got hospital beset by tick, gives me thick. And thick means crowded?
Yeah, not a particularly good clue, but it was thick, very crowded.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We'll let him have it.
Okay.
Right, from the Times 2049, tool, gardener, finally wrapped in absorbent cloth, 6 letters. Tool, gardener finally wrapped in absorbent cloth, 6 letters.
Now, the way you read it the second time would indicate to me that gardener finally, I want the last letter of the word gardener.
You do.
Right.
Well done.
And the wrapped again is the identifier. So it's going to be again the letter R wrapped by something, or wrapped in something. Wrapped in is the identifier. Wrapped in an absorbent cloth, which was a towel.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got R wrapped in towel, and it's a tool, trowel.
Well done.
Yeah, okay.
Notice something we said earlier. If you take these clues literally, if you think, tool, gardener, finally wrapped in absorbent cloth, you might be tempted to start thinking, are they asking about an absorbent cloth?
Yeah.
And taking it literally, which is going to take you down all sorts of rabbit holes.
Absolutely.
You have to think about this as layers of indicators telling you to do something and substitutions. Farm building, not fresh, with black interior. 6 letters from the Times 2091, and it's farm building, comma, not fresh, comma, with black interior.
Oh dear. Okay.
Let me give you a bit of a hint. Black in crossword speak is often B, and white is often W.
As in chess terms.
As in chess terms. And
okay, well, in that case, then, in this, because I was finding it hard to work out what the identifier was, but if we're saying black is going to be B,
yes,
so interior is the identifier.
Indeed.
So B is going to be in another word,
yes,
and
yes,
presumably farm building's the definition.
Correct.
So we want a word meaning not fresh that's going to incorporate the letter B. So not fresh is old, mouldy.
The bread. What is bread when it's not fresh?
Stale.
Yeah.
Stale with B.
Yeah.
Stable.
Yeah.
Farm building stable. Good. Yeah.
Well
okay.
done, well done.
Okay.
Last two. Are you okay?
Yeah. No, these
Not on your knees.
No,
intellectually.
not quite. No, I'm feeling the strain, but I'm I'm still here.
We are, if you like, near the end of this course. So, it doesn't get much more complicated than this. Right, number 2044 from the Times, and it's for 8 letters.
Oh, right, okay.
Judge and I am occupying large country residence. 8 letters. I'll read it again.
Please do.
Judge and I am occupying large country residence.
Judge and I am occupying
large country residence. So the definition's either going to be, like if you like, large country residence or judge. It's remember the beginning or the end of the clue.
Yeah.
And we know occupying is probably going to be.
Oh, occupying is the identifier.
Indeed,
Okay. So
indeed.
Am is going to be occupying.
Yes.
Either a word that means judge or a word that means large country residence. Judge and I am. Oh, actually, it's I'm going to be occupied. Or I'm going to be in.
Yeah. A large country residence, which is what a palace
or a judge, or
Yeah. What's a large country residence?
Okay, well, let's go for large country residence. Is a stately home.
You under close. Stay with estate. You said stately home.
Yes.
Think of estate. Okay.
A large country residence. Okay, estate. Oh, are you saying that it's I'm being occupying, going into estate?
Yes.
Let me just work that out. Estate, E-S-T-A-T. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Estimate.
Exactly. If you estimate something, you're judging it. So
yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
that's clever. I like that.
Yeah. No, I like that clue as well. I mean, before you die of exhaustion, let's do one more last one. Then we'll move on into the last section. Really, proletariat accepting start of Latin's polite comment. That's from the Times 2047. It's 10 letters, so it's a long clue. So if you get it out, you're into kind of bonus here because you're going to be filling up the grid with nice letters. Proletariat accepting start of Latin's polite comment. So
now I can immediately, I think I know what the identifier is. It's accepting, isn't it?
Well done.
So it's a word. So that tells you then that the proletariat isn't the definition because it's a word meaning proletariat that's going to accept the start of Latin. The start of Latin is L, so I'm looking for a word that means proletariat that's going to start, that's going to have an L placed in it, the letter L inserted in it. So proletariat. Now, what are the proletariat?
Serfs, S-E-R-F, or they serfs? Working class. Workers.
Yeah, I can't think of a word. Workers.
Think of farming people.
Farming. Oh, how bloody clever is this? Yes. Okay. So we've got peasants with. Oh no. Yes. Okay. Yes. It's not peasants, is it? It's peasantry.
Yeah.
And I stick an L into peasantry. and I get pleasantry, which of course is a polite comment.
Well done,
Let's
Stuart.
exchange pleasantries.
Well done. Just a couple of observations. Notice whenever you see in a crossword start of Latin or start of Greek, that would be the L or the G.
Yeah.
So you have to take it at one level quite concretely.
Right.
Accepting, as you say, was the indicator. And there you go. So
yeah, and the converse of that is when we had, I think, about 4 clues ago. Finally, yes.
Gardner, finally, is the R.
Literally take the last.
You take the first or the last letter, you play with it and you put it in. Right, are you ready to move on?
I am.
We're going to end this series of talks on how to do crosswords with what I call Smart Alec clues. They're great fun because usually the setter is playing with his or her sense of humour and trying to make us laugh. And typically what they do is just make us frustrated because we don't to see it at all. And I'll give you a good example of what I mean, and then we can discuss it a bit. So this was in the Times, and it was 2012. What can make salt last? ? 7 letters. I repeat, what can make salt last? 7 letters. And got no indicators. I'll give you a hint. There's no indicator here, but what makes salt last?
What can make salt last? Is it, well... I am
Dry air.
Yeah.
Not being used.
Can make salt last. Eating your food slowly.
Yeah.
What can make salt last? What can make salt last? There's something going on, isn't there? There's a process going on. Yeah, something about the word salt and last. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
You're onto something. That is
Am
a
I?
very,
Am
very
I?
good start. Yes.
Okay.
Think about the words salt and last. What do they have in common? They're both 4 letters.
Oh, hang on a minute. S-A-L-T. Oh no, it's not a palindrome, is it? Oh, hang on. Yes, salt and last. They've got the same letters.
Correct.
So, in fact, yeah. Okay, they're anagrams of each other.
Exactly.
Oh,
And so the
okay.
answer for 7 letters is anagram.
What can make salt last? Well, that's not. No, I disagree. It's not very grammatical, is it? It should be 2 words. It should be an anagram.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
I mean,
There
I've
you go.
just been pedantic.
Well,
But,
no, join the club. As the listeners would have gathered by now. Okay.
I get it, though.
I
That's clever.
spent
That's
hours
clever.
on that
Yeah,
clue.
Yeah,
Now-
that's clever.
Perhaps you could talk at this point about unconscious processing and spending hours staring at
Well,
clues.
this unconscious processing. Well, I've spoken to a number of people about doing cryptic crosswords over the years, and there's that phenomena, isn't there, when well, to give you an example, I always do Everyman on a Sunday evening when I go to bed, and I get pretty frustrated with it, and there's lots of clues that I don't get, and clues where I think I've thought it through every which way, but without the assistance of your teaching, it has to be said. And I just come up against a brick wall each time and think I'm never going to get it. And then I look at it again the next morning and suddenly it appears. You know? So obviously something I'm not consciously aware of has gone on when I'm asleep, which somehow gives me the answer or a fresh look at it. And I know other people who've said, they get frustrated with it, they go away, make a cup of tea, and then the clue appears. So there's more to it, isn't there, than just sitting down and trying to work it all out logically. That would take you so far. In fact, it may get you all the way through if you've got that cast of mind. But for ordinary mortals like me, sometimes we just have to hold our hands up and say no and hope that it will come a bit later. Yeah.
Well, I have exactly the same experience, and everybody I know who does Everyman crossword on a Sunday, all my friends who do it, and a cousin, one of my cousins does it, we all have exactly the same experience. We have to put it down, do something different, and then quite unconsciously, and then the answer's staring at the face. And that happened to me with What Can Make Salt Last. I did not see it for hours, literally, and then I looked at it and it was so obvious. Let's try a couple more. I've only got, I think, 5 altogether for you, and then we'll
Well, that's a relief.
Okay. And the clue I'm about to give you illustrates another important point in crosswords. This one's from Everyman, 3918, and the clue is for 7 letters, and it reads, popular actors take these weapons. Popular actors take these weapons. 7 letters.
Right, so there's no... Well, the definition would go... Let's tackle this with what you've taught me so far. The definition is either probably going to be popular,
correct,
or weapons,
or actors, popular
popular actors or weapons.
Yeah, okay. So it could be celebs as popular actors,
or stars,
and weapons could be anything from a nuclear bomb to a small dart.
Right, popular actors.
Difficult.
I was going to say cast, but that's not necessarily popular.
Okay, Stuart, I tell you what.
Okay.
I'm going to cheat. I'm going to insert a comma in this clue.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if that helps you solve it. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to read it, because this is what Everyman's done.
Right.
He, and I know it's a bloke, because we'll talk about him later, has taken out the comma.
Right.
Popular actors take these, comma.
Right.
Weapons. Now think of double definitions or puns.
Oh, of course, yes.
What do popular actors like?
Applause.
Exactly. And what goes with applause? What do they do when there's applause is going on the stage?
Oh, they're taking a bow.
They take a bow. And the longer the bow, the better.
Right.
So what would be a long bow? A homophone.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay. So you've got long bows, because popular actors take long bows, many of them. And, of course, a weapon is a long bow. Yeah.
Correct. So just taking the comma out completely leads you into thinking of actors on stage in Hamlet or whatever, taking up their arms against a sea of struggles. Not like we're doing here. Okay, we'll see of troubles. Right. From the Times Cryptic 2037, this is a lot easier. I hope you find it easier. I thought it was a lot easier. Unrivaled, comma, but lacking nobility. Question mark. Unrivaled, but lacking nobility. 8 letters.
So this sounds like a double definition again.
It does. Yes, it does.
Well, unrivaled, you've got no... You're first, you're the winner, nobody can match you, you're matchless, how many letters?
8.
8. M-A-T, no.
Think of nobles. Earls.
Lords. Oh, yeah, okay. If you're unrivaled, you're peerless.
Correct.
And if you lack nobility, there's no peers.
Lovely.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely. Second last one. Commonplace kind of crossing. 10 letters. That's from Everyman 3926. Commonplace kind of crossing.
Kind of crossing. Kind of crossing. A level crossing. A zebra crossing. A pass. A
bridge.
A crossing on an ocean crossing.
Zebra crossing is a kind of 10 letters.
10 letters is kind of
pelican crossing is a kind of
pedestrian crossing.
It's that
commonplace pedestrian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I've got some issues with this. I'm not sure commonplace is
pedestrian.
Yeah, you wouldn't completely go for pedestrian for commonplace, would you?
Yeah, not necessarily.
No, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one. Frankly, comma, it's the duty of a witness giving evidence, and here you've got 2 letters, then 4 letters, then 3 letters, then 5 letters, and that's from Everyman 3490. And I have to say, it is one of those clues where you think you either see it or you don't, and of course you've got no help here with any letters in the grid. Frankly, it's the duty of a witness giving evidence. So what's the definition?
Well, the definition is either evidence or giving evidence or frankly, and it's too. Well, if you're a witness, it's the duty of a witness to
be honest.
To be honest, to take an oath on the Bible, to tell the whole truth, to tell the whole. Oh, hang on, was it 2, 4, What did you say?
2435.
So that would be something to tell the truth. To tell the truth. Frankly,
That's it.
to tell the truth. Oh,
Frankly, to
yeah.
tell the
Okay, yeah. Oh, I say.
Good.
Well, I wouldn't have got those without help. But,
Well, or without unconscious processing,
without
leaving it for a while,
unconscious processing,
talking to your mates.
Yeah.
Good. We're going to leave it there for today. And next time, we'll be doing Everyman 4001 together. We're going to think aloud and have great fun doing it together. And I hope, crossing fingers, most of the ideas we've been playing around with, most of the tricks, if you like, most of the techniques will be evident as we go along.
Okay, I think we should say it would be lovely if our listeners joined us for the next episode. And if you just, I think, Google Everyman 4001, you will get the grid and the clues, obviously, and hopefully you'll do it with us together. And even if you've already done it, well done. But it might be interesting for you to look at it and compare it with what Peter's been trying to convey to you about how to solve a puzzle. Okay, well, that's
just
it.
one thing to say,
Sorry,
Stuart.
sorry.
With that, if you, whatever your search engine is, and you type in Everyman Crossword 4001, what will come up will be a choice. You'll see a whole lot of crosswords on the sheet, and you can click on the PDF version and then print it off, and that's a lot easier than working online. I find, but that's a matter of choice.
Fine.
Good.
Okay,
we'll leave it there.
thanks. Yeah, thank you. And, cheerio. Bye-bye.
Bye bye from me.